The horses onto the track, postparading for today's first race, a $5,000 claiming event for fillies and mares, 4-year-olds and upward. They'll be at 1 mile and 40 yards over the fast main track today. Field of 6 to go here. Jockey change on the number 5, Jenna's Mercy. Make the rider Jose Batista. Race 1, a $5,000 claiming event, fillies and mares. At 1 mile and 40, we have daily double, exacta, trifecta, superfecta. We start the pick threes rolling, and we have that early pick 5. Post time for the first in 5 minutes. 2 minutes to post time. Today's first race will kick off that early pick 5 in just 2 minutes. That pool now over $30,000. Going to go up from there. Still got 2 minutes to post time for the opener. The horses are now approaching the starting gate. Today's first race, 1 minute out. And the horses have reached the gate. It's post time. They're lining up for the first of 9 here on a Friday as we kick off day 77 of the season. A field of 6 here at 1 mile and 40 yards. Your post time favorite 9-5 on the number 1 Shabam, 2-1 on the outside Viking Queen, 5-2 on the 2 Cindy Song. Those are your top 3 in the wagering. Fillies and mares at this 1 mile and 40 distance. Here's Shabam moving up. Fabulous Candy's already gone in. Cindy's Song and Richard Bracho to gate 2. Here's Bullet on Tap. Hector Diaz Jr. in the House Blue Silks. Goes forward. Just waiting on Jenna's Mercy, and Viking Queen will be all set to kick off today's Friday program, day 77. Just a few more weeks left in this spring meet. But ready to start another weekend of action here. Viking Queen, Jose Ferrer to the outside. Main track fast. The turf is firm. We're racing under sunny, beautiful Florida skies on a Friday. They're in the gate. And the race is on. Shabam got off to a good start. Cindy Song, the 2 inside runners, are quickest through that first 16th of a mile as they run to the first turn. Between horses, Bullet on Tap is now 3rd. They're basically on a big lineup of 6 straight out across, which means Viking Queen is taking much the worst of it way on the outside. As they go into turn number 1, Shabam just ahead in front of Cindy Song. Bullet on Tap back 3rd. Jenna's Mercy is now 4th. Again, Viking Queen covering a lot of ground from 5th. Fabulous Candy. Jose Vargas decided to tuck in behind and get down to the rails, just 4.5 lengths off the leader. As they go through that opening quarter mile, 24.43 seconds, the backstretch journey begins with Shabam in front 3/4 of a length. Right outside of that one, Cindy Song is in the 2nd position. Starting to move up a touch, Jenna's Mercy is now 3rd. Fabulous Candy 4th to the inside. Bullet on Tap is back a couple of spots as 5th, but only 3.5, 4 off the lead. Viking Queen, after losing that ground, is the trailer. 48.75 seconds for the opening half-mile time, and Shabam takes him to the far turn. It's Shabam, lets the lead out to 2 now. Pushed along Jenna's Mercy, Fabulous Candy. They're 2nd and 3rd. They're 2.5 in front of Bullet on Tap. Now Viking Queen trying to relaunch from the back is up to 5th, dropping out last with Cindy Song. Shabam is still 1st as they come around to the quarter pole. Shabam a length and 3/4 to the good. A Fabulous Candy who swings to the outside for the drive. Jenna's Mercy's now 4 lengths back. Bullet on Tap trying to put in a run on the inside, and Viking Queen still 5th. Shabam the leader to the 8th pole. Shabam and Samuel Marin in front 2.5. On the outside, Fabulous Candy is a clear 2nd. It's about 5 or 6 more. Back to Jenna's Mercy, who's 3rd, but inside the final 16, Shabam takes them all the way in the opener. Shabam at 2-1. Goes on to win it by 3.5 in the end. Fabulous Candy was 2nd. It was another 9 back to Jenna's Mercy. Then a very close photo for 4th. Bullet on Tap or Viking Queen. 1:45 and a photo. Final time 1:43.06 seconds. I believe that's win number 99 on the season for jockey Samuel Marin as he teams up here with Shabam, a 9-year-old dark bear brown mare by Keela out of Chasen Mason. Was bred in Minnesota by Dorothy Ehrman. Danny Stafford's the winning owner. Jan Arnett the winning trainer. Samuel Marin aboard for the winning ride as Shabam, your first race winner, 2-1. Again, results still unofficial. 1, 4, 5, 6, and 3. While we wait those prices, do want to let you know today's second race is coming up next. Race number 2 starts the early pick 4. Jockey overweight number 4, Top Recruit, is 2 pounds over. We're sprinting at 6 furlongs in today's second race. Again, race 1 still unofficial. Please hold all tickets. Results official. Prices on the board. $6 on the win for Shabam. Exacta 1970. The trifecta $57.55. The dime superfecta $31.24. Today's second race will come up next in just 22 minutes. 22 minutes to post for the start of the early pick 4.
Race 2 is going to start our early pick 4 with a 62.50 claimer for 4-year-olds and upset at 6 furlongs on the main track. I know he's just stepping up from an 8-3L win, but the number 4 Top Recruit is a horse who, at one point in the career, was a stakes winner and running against some of the best horses of his crop. Somewhere along the way, the career went a bit sideways, but that win for Saffie last out, which was the second start for the barn, that was mighty encouraging, thinking that he's going the right way, at least good enough to win a 62.50 claimer. So we'll see. The number 6, Iraq, is in for Scooter Davis. Now, this boy has won his last 3 starts, 2 on the synthetic at Presque Isle over open 5s, and then last out at this level wherein he wired the field going a mile 40. He's rarely ever sprinted, but the last time he did, that was back on September 18th at Presque Isle, he was beaten just 2 lengths, missed the show dough by a head, and that was in an open 5. So he is willing to come from off the pace, and the fact that he put up a career best Beyer in the Tampa debut, further encouraging. So we'll see if he's ready to roll fresh off the bench here. And then I'll complete the top 3 with the number 1, Augur, who came through for me last out in that March 23rd start. The angle there was simply that he's been getting bumped in all of his races at the start, and then last out he was drawn to the outside. So I thought to myself, there's no way he can get cream between horses today. So let's see if he can get a clear run. And thankfully he did get that clear start. He showed gameness. He hung just off the pace before pushing on for a 2 3/4 length score going the 7 furlongs. Cutting back to 6 furlongs works as well. He's won at the distance a lot over his career. And as for the rail, that I don't know. I don't know if it's the best draw. And, he's going to have to work out a trip off the inside in all likelihood. But still, this is a horse with a lot of heart. So we'll go 4-6-1 in race 2, which again starts the early pick 4.
On to the track for today's second race, a $6,250 claiming event for 4-year-olds and upward. They'll be at 6 furlongs on that fast main track. 4 is plus 2 pounds. Field of 7 set to go here. We have daily double, exacta, trifecta, and superfecta wagering. We have a super high 5. Pick 3s continue on. We start that early pick 4. Post time for the second, 6 minutes. Two minutes to post time. Today's second race, the early pick 4. 2 minutes. The horses are now approaching the starting gate. Today's second race, the early pick 4 in 1 minute. The horses have reached the gate. It's post time. They're lining up now for today's second. Field of 7 here at 6 furlongs. Your post time favorite 8-5 on the number 4 Top Recruit. Hector Diaz Jr. for Saffie Joseph Jr. 5-2 on the inside runner Augur, who moves forward. Ricky Feliciano on board. Here's DeSantis to gate 2. John's Promise moving forward. Here's Top Recruit. 9-5 now, Top Recruit. Still your top choice. Waiting on Litigant, Iraq, and Makizan will be all set for a start today's second race. Iraq and Makizan the next pair. Makizan. Jose Batista to the outside, goes forward. They are in the gate. Iraq acting up there in gate 6, settles down. And the race is on. Augur broke a touch inward at the start. And Iraq had a little stumble there at the back, a few strides out of the gate. Top Recruit broke well, and on the outside, Makizan. Those two, 1-2 in the early going. They've put a length and a half on DeSantis, who puts a nose into that third spot. Down at the inside comes Augur. Litigant's out 5th in the white colors, orange stars. A length and a half more back to John's Promise, who's second last. And after that early trouble, Iraq is the trailer as they run past the half-mile pole. Top Recruit pressed by Makizan. Those two go to the far turn after a 22 and 4/5 second. Opening quarter mile. They're a length and a half in front of Litigant, who's pressed up 3 wide into that third spot. Augur is 4th. DeSantis is back a spot in 5th, joined by Iraq on the outside. And John's Promise trails. Around that turn, Top Recruit continues on. Top Recruit and Hector Diaz Jr. by the quarter pole. 3/4 of a length in front of Litigant and Samuel Marin on the outside, who now come up to near level terms. Augur's 3rd toward the fence, and behind that Makizan and Iraq. A final 1/8 of a mile left to go. Litigant up on the outside of Top Recruit. Down to the fence comes Augur. These 3 across the track with just over a 16th left to go. Augur trying to sneak through down along the inside, and Augur comes up to grab the lead late. Litigant, Top Recruit 2nd, 3rd. Augur and Ricky Feliciano up the fence to win it a length. Litigant was 2nd, and Top Recruit. Makizan finished 4th. Do have an objection, a rider's objection. The rider, the number 6, Iraq, alleging interference against the unofficial fourth place finisher, number 7, Makizan, shortly after the start. 6 against 7 shortly after the start here in today's second event. Here's Auger in the winner's circle. Auger, your second race winner, is a 9-year-old bay gelding by Drill out of Codero, was bred in Florida by SCF Incorporated. Benny Feliciano is the winning owner and trainer. Ricky Feliciano, the winning rider. That's career win number 15 for Auger. Tremendous career for this runner. 15 wins. Stewards have ruled to be no change to the order of finish. Results will stand as is. The objection has been disallowed. No change to the order of finish here in today's second race. Final time there was 1:10.58 seconds. Results are official. 860 on the win for Auger. 3-1 winner. Exacta 1 and 5, 27.40. The trifecta $49.50. Dime Super 48.96. Daily Double, a pair of ones, $11.50. And that high five, $1,614. Race 3 is going to be on the turf course at a mile. It'll be out of the stretch starting point. Field of 6 set to go. First time Lasix on the number 1 unicycle, and number 2 is plus 2 pounds. Post time for today's second in just 22 minutes. Race 3, rather, in 22 minutes.
Race 3 is going to kick off our next pick four. It's with a maiden special weight for fillies and mares 3 years old and up. They're going to be going a mile on the turf. The number 4, Low Key in Love, one of 2 entered for Chad Brown. This girl's run once. She put up a 73 buyer figure, running a well-beaten fourth, going the 1-turn mile at Gulfstream. This was against maiden special weight company on the dirt. Like the move to the turf for her and the stretch out in distance, she is by Quality Road, a dirt horse, but then she's out of In Love with Love, a daughter of Bernstein, and this filly is a half-sister to Lovely Bernadette, a multiple graded stakes winner on turf with wins in the Valley View, the Mrs. Revere, and the Mint Julep. And she also hails from a really prolific family beyond that, which includes Breeders' Cup filly and mare turf champion shared account, and her daughter, Breeders' Cup filly, juvenile fillies turf champion sharing. So going to use her on top. The number 3, Elite Heat, in for Brad Cox. She's had 2 starts on the grass, was just a length and 3/4 shy of scoring a maiden special weight, going 5.5 on the debut. Had set the pace but got reeled in by Serving Time, who then won an optional 100 and 2 out the fairgrounds, putting up a 74 buyer. The last out in a first off the freshener, Elite Heat finished 7th in a 5-furlong maiden special weight at Gulfstream Park, but the beaten lengths just 2 1/4. And it was a tough field also. The 3rd placed Maytown next got beat just a neck, earning a 72 buyer at Gulfstream. And now this filly, she is 2nd time off the layup, and as for stretching, we'll see. Cox is 38% going from a sprint to a route, and she's by 2 Darn Hot, whose wins include the Group 1 Sussex. She has speed, and if they don't take her seriously, this filly, Elite Heat, could get the jump and wire on the stretch out. Going to complete the top 3, the number 2, that is Share Repurchase, the other Chad Brown. This girl, daughter of Not This Time, and then out of Quasara by Pioneer of the Nile. Now, Not This Time, son of Giants Causeway, and this filly's maternal uncle is Protonico, who's a son of Giants Causeway. Now, granted, Protonico, was a dirt horse with wins in the Alley Sheba, the Smarty Jones, as well as runner-up finishes in the Clark and the Jockey Club Gold Cup, but still, nice black type with a flexible pedigree. So it'll go, I'm going to go 4, 3, 2 in race 3, which again starts our next pick 4.
The horses onto the track, post-sprinting for today's third race, race 3 on the turf course at a mile. Field of 6 set to go here. Number 2, Sherry Purchase is 2 pounds over. Today's third race at the mile turf distance stretch starting point has daily double, exacta, trifecta, superfecta, and pick 3 wagering. We start the middle pick 4 in just 5 minutes. Two minutes to post time. Today's third race, 2 minutes. The horses making their way out of the turf course. They are approaching the gate, 1 minute. The horses have reached the gate. It's post time. They're lining up now for today's third as we get set to start the middle pick four on this Friday card. Field of 6 on turf, a maiden special weight event. 9 to 5 co-favorites, numbers 3 and 4. 5 to 2 on the number 5 and Chance. 6 to 1 on the debut runner Share Repurchase, who's setting to move forward. Elite Heat, Antonio Gallardo for Brad Cox to gate 3. Goes in. Low Key in Love, the next one to join. Winning on Enchant and Mishka will be all set for a start. Today's third. Here's Enchant, Jose Ferrer to gate 5. And Mishka, Sonny Leone to the outside. Mishka goes in. They're in the gate. And the race is on. Unicycle away a half step slow. Good start for Elite Heat, who goes right to the front early on. Enchant flashing some early speed. The gray is up into that second spot as the two Chad Brown runners, Share Repurchase and Low Key and Lover after that third and fourth. Mishka races along in fifth. And it's two more back to the slow-starting Unicycle, who is at the back, about 9 lengths off the lead, as Elite Heat takes him into that first turn. Elite Heat and Antonio Gallardo past that 6-furlong marker, now almost 2 in front of Enchant in second. Share Repurchase stays toward the fence third, about 3 off the top. Another length back to Low Key and Love, who's racing fourth, as they got that opening quarter in 23.50 seconds. Mishka's back second last. Unicycle still trails. Elite Heat still leads. Elite Heat the lead down to 3/4 of a length as Enchant presses a little bit closer as they're midway through their backstretch journey. They're a length and a half in front of Share Repurchase, Low Key and Love. Those two stablemates continue on, both about 2.5 off the lead. It's a break of 2 more back to Mishka, and it's now 6 more to Unicycle at the back. 48 and 1, the opening half-mile time. Elite Heat takes him to the far turn. Leads a half a length now to Enchant. Share Repurchase on the inside of Low Key and Love. They continue third and fourth. They're both closing in now on Elite Heat, who's still the leader. Elite Heat around that far turn to the quarter pole. Now Low Key and Love starting a big 4-wide sweep. Share Repurchase got bottled up in behind runners. Mishka's trying to launch from fifth as they come to the top of the stretch. Low Key and Love is collared Elite Heat. Elite Heat tries to battle back toward the inside. They go 3 lengths in front of Share Repurchase. Mishka down the outside. A final 16 to go. Low Key and Love leads it by a length. Elite Heat is second. They're 4 clear of the rest. Low Key and Love. And Samuel Marin going to hit the century mark on the season. His 100th win of the meet. Won it by 3. Elite Heat was second. Share Repurchase looked to grab third from Mishka. Four, 3, 2, 6, and 5. 135.89 the final time. Results are official. $5 on the win for Low Key in Love. Low Key in Love, the winner of today's third race, a 3-year-old Bay filly by Quality Road out of In Love with Love. Bred in Kentucky by SF Bloodstock LLC. Bradley Thoroughbreds, Cameron Equine LLC, Alan Northcutt, Gary Finder, Kurz Equine Investments, Sarah Starr, Kent Starr, Jeff Walsh are the owners, Chad Brown, the winning trainer. And his 100th win of the season goes to jockey Samuel Marin. Congratulations to our leading rider hitting the 100 win mark here on April the 11th. As Low Key in Love, your third race winner. The exact 850, the trifecta even $15. Daily double $16.40. Pick 3 $18.95. Today's fourth's 25 minutes away. Race 4 begins the ultimate 6, 5,742 in the jackpot carryover. Scratch numbers 6 and 7. Number 6 Buzzsaw, number 7 Lutz are both scratched, so field of 5 remain in. Post time for today's fourth coming up in 25 minutes. We did have some claims in the first 2 races we need to update you on. First up in race 1, number 4 Fabulous Candy was claimed. Goes to Establos Eloche, Juan Carlos Avila, the trainer. Number 5 Jenna's Mercy was claimed. Goes to owner-trainer Mike Deeney. And number 6 Viking Queen was claimed. Goes to Bagwandine Thoroughbreds Reynaldo Richards. Turning to race 2, claim of the number 4 Top Recruit goes to owner-trainer Juan Arriagada. Number 6 Iraq and a two-way shake goes to Frank DeLuca. Reynaldo Yanez, the new trainer. And number 7 Makizan in a four-way shake goes to Casablanca Stables and Victor Carrasco Jr.
Race 4 is going to kick off today's Ultimate 6, and it's with the main 16 for 3-year-old set at 6 furlongs on the main track. I was going to try for an upset in here with the number 7 Lutz, but he has been scratched. So we're going to move on to the number 5. That's My Pal Max, who just got creamed out of the gate on debut. He did try to re-rally, but he went so wide off the turn. I think it's well possible, since he did debut with blinkers, that he was going to show speed had that start not been compromised. So let's see if he can get a smooth go from the blocks today. And if so, it might be Catch Me If You Can under Ferrer. The number 3, Mr. Sweets, in for Tim Ham. He's dropping this boy in for 16 after 3 main 25 outings, and he's only made the board once. He ran second the first time he got dropped in for a claim. This was after finishing a well-beaten 7th on debut, but that was to John Hancock, who would go on to win our Sam F. Davis. Now, since then, Mr. Sweets, he's just kind of struggled. He's in off a 4th place finish going 7 furlongs. The winner that day, Ortho Star, he was dropping in from the main special weight ranks for the first time. Runner-up was a firster, and the Shodo finisher Fly Commander was also taking a drop. So we'll see if getting in for 16 proves to be enough relief for Mr. Sweets. Going to complete the top 3 with the number 2, So Grand. Making a first start for Christopher Seal, who gets Sammy Marin to ride. He's never raced on the main track. He's got 2 main special weight starts on the turf, kicking off the career, races in which he was competitive early before folding. He then switched barns and surfaces, trying the synthetic at Turfway Park, ran a good enough 5th, even though he was beaten 7.5 in the main 30 there in a first off the layoff. Took a bit of time off, came back in March to be a speed and fade, dueled into submission against the main 15 field. He's now a first-time gelding, getting on the dirt, making this first outing for the Seal Barn. Pedigree is flexible, and he's got some nice works over the dirt on the tab, including a couple of bullets. So we'll go 5-3-2 in race 4, and your Ultimate 6 starts now.
The horses on the track post parading for today's fourth race, a $16,000 maiden claiming event for 3-year-olds. They'll be at 6 furlongs on the fast main track. Scratch 6 and 7. Number 6 and 7 are scratched. Field of 5 remain in. It's a start of the Ultimate 6 here, $5,742 in that jackpot carryover. We also offer daily double, exacta, trifecta, superfecta, and pick 3 wagering. Post time for today's fourth in 6 minutes. Fans, do take note with the scratches, there's no super high 5 in today's fourth race. No super high 5 here in race 4. Two minutes to post time. Today's fourth race, the Ultimate 6 in 2 minutes. The horses are now approaching the starting gate. Today's fourth race field is 1 minute away from post. 1 minute. Attention race fans, we have a late scratch here in today's fourth race. By order of the steward, scratch number 2, So Grand. Number 2, So Grand, is a late scratch. Refunds on win, place, show, exacta, trifecta, superfecta combinations involving that runner. If you had that horse in the early pick 4 or pick 5, you will receive the post-time favorite. There will be a consolation double and pick 3 payout as well. Again, a late scratch here of the number 2, So Grand. Number 2 is a late scratch. Again, late scratch here. Number 2, So Grand, is a late scratch. The horses making their way toward the starting gate shortly here. Just a slight delay with that late scratch. The horses now have reached the starting gate. It's post time for today's fourth. Field of 4 here with that late scratch of the number 2, So Grand. Again, number 2 is a late scratch. As we called Saul, going to be the first one to move forward. 16-1 priced. 4-5 favorite, number 3, Mr. Sweets. 2-1 on the 4, Highs and Lows. And 9-5, the 5, My Pal Max. Here is the favorite, Mr. Sweets. Highs and Lows, and My Pal Max going to complete the line. Ready to kick off the ultimate 6 here. They're in the gate. And the race is on. Highs and Lows got out very well. Mr. Sweets pushed along in that second position now to come up and challenge. And Mr. Sweets coming up alongside of Highs and Lows. And those two, 1-2 in the early going. My Pal Max joins them from the outside. And just in behind them, we called Saul. The long shot is going to sit back fourth, about 2.5 off the top. As Mr. Sweets, your 4 to 5 favorite, leads him past the half-mile pole, 3/4 of a length in front to highs and lows. My Pal Max 2 and 3 wide respectively. 3 more now back to We Called Saul. 22.48 was that opening quarter mile. It's Mr. Sweets there by half a length. Up on the outside, My Pal Max. Highs and lows is now a length and a quarter behind. Back in that third spot, it's 5 more to We Called Saul. As Mr. Sweets getting pressure from My Pal Max on the outside. These two by the top of the stretch. And on the outside, My Pal Max. Mr. Sweets battles back toward the fence. They're 3 clear of highs and lows. Another 3 back to We Called Saul. Is trying to rally up the inside. A final 1/8 of a mile left to go. Mr. Sweets on the inside. My Pal Max on the outside. Mr. Sweets is back in front. Mr. Sweets now a length to the good of My Pal Max. We Called Saul closing in nicely from third, but it's Mr. Sweets with 50 yards left to go. Mr. Sweets going to win it by 2 here. Second looked like My Pal Max holding off We Called Saul, who was closing stoutly there but got stopped. Highs and lows had to settle for fourth. (1:12.76 seconds) the final time. Mr. Sweets, your winner, 3-5, 1 and 4. We do have an objection in the homestretch run. The rider of the number 1, We Called Saul, alleging interference against the unofficial runner-up, number 5, My Pal Max. Jockey's objection and steward's inquiry into the stretch run involving the second and third place finishers. Please hold all tickets. Again, it's the 1 and the 5 you're looking at there. The 5 with the green cap, the 1 with the red cap. The objection lodged in late stretch. Mr. Sweets to the winner's circle. 3-year-old chestnut gelding by Candy Ryan out of Mrs. S. was bred in Kentucky by Spearmice LLC. Eclipse Thoroughbred Partners, the winning owner. Tim Ham, the winning trainer. Hector Diaz Jr. aboard for that winning score. As your favorite, Mr. Sweets, victorious here. Do take note, if you had the number 2, So Grant, who was a late scratch, in the early pick 4, pick 5, you do move over to the 3, so your combination is still live in those early pick 4 and 5 wagers with the 2. There will be consolation double and pick 3 payouts. Stewards have ruled to be no change to the order of finish. Results will stand as is 3, 5, 1, and 4. No change to the order of finish. Again, results will stand as is 3, 5, 1, 4. 112.76 was the final time. Results are now official. 380 on the win. Do take note with that late scratch, there was a refund on all superfecta and show wagers. Show and superfecta wagers were refunded there with that late scratch, so that any show or super wager will be refunded. Again, there were consolation doubles and pick threes to the number 2 horse. The exacta 3 and 5, 470. The trifecta 955. The daily double $7. The pick 3, 1325. Today's 5th race is just 19 minutes away at 2:42 p.m. We're back on the turf course. Maiden claiming event at a mile and a 16th. Scratch the also eligible runners. 11, 12, 13 are scratched. Jockey change on the 10, Keen Surge. Make the rider Adamar Santos. Post time for the 5th at 18 minutes.
Race 5 is a main 16 for 3-year-olds and up, set at a mile at 16th on the turf. The number 8 American Wind is in for Okoa, who put Sammy Marin aboard following this boy's Shoto finish last out, dropped in for 16 and trying turf, as well as 2 turns for the first time. I thought he ran well. He got in tight around the first turn, looked pretty professional in rating back, but he also had a lot of run, came up the inside and looked to have good kick, finishing 3 1/4 off the winner. Think he could improve here in start 2 at the level and distance. You got Ferrer staying aboard with the number 1, Mucho Macho Mac, who was dropped in for 16 last out in his Tampa debut, ended up running 5th, being 4 3/4 lengths back on March 16th. He did break oddly, but it didn't appear to me to be super bad. Dropped back as he tends to do. That was his first start back to the races since a 6th place finish, beating 4.5 against Main 25s at Gulfstream Park. And he had a slow start that day. Race before that, steadied start. Race before that, bump start, and so on. Mucho Macho Mac, he ran second the other time he had run on turf while in for 16. That was also at Gulfstream. He had a bad start that afternoon as well, and this seems to be a trend. I think the rail might complicate things here for a horse who already likes to drop back, but you got to respect the relative back class he has, so we'll use him. And I'm going to complete the top 3 with the number 5. That is Stowe on the Wold for Carrasco. I know he hasn't been good here the last 2, but he hasn't been without want. He's shown some initiative in both starts. He just hasn't sustained. Did improve second off the bench. It's still a far departure from the numbers he put up over the previous season when he was running against tougher maiden claimers, but enough to think that he's moving in the right direction. So I'm going to go 8-1-5 in race 5, which again kicks off the late pick 5.
We had a claim in today's, actually 2 claims in today's 4th race. Number 3, Mr. Sweets, the winner was claimed, goes to Kelly's Racing LLC. Jan Arnett. Jan Arnett claims the 3. And number 5, My Pal Max, goes to Eagle View Farm, Derek Ryan. The horses on the track, post parading for today's fifth race. Start the late pick 5 in here. We're on the turf course at 1.16 over that firm turf. The rail out at 22 feet today. Field of 10 set to go here. Scratch the 2 also eligible runners. Number 3 also eligible runners, rather. Numbers 11, 12, 13 all scratched. Jockey change on the 10 Keen Surge. Make the runner Adamar Santos. Race 5 offers daily double exacta, trifecta, superfecta, and super high 5 wagering. We start at pick 3 and we start the late pick 5. A maiden claiming event at 1.16. Post time is coming up in 5 minutes. Two minutes to post time. The horses making their way onto the turf course. They are approaching the starting gate. 2 minutes. Approaching the gate, 1 minute. And the horses have reached the gate. It's post time. They're lining up now for today's fifth. Ready to start that late pick 5 here on the turf. 9-5 on the number 1, Mucho Macho Mac. 5-2 on the number 8, American Wind. And 3-1 on the outside, Keen Surge. Those are your top 3 in the wagering. Mucho Macho Mac goes in. Noble Hero to gate 6. Vittoriano coming forward. Here's Dominator C to gate 7. Kadar Indy will be next. American Wind in the house pink colors to gate 8. Here's Blue Sky Sill, the orange and white. Ocean Soul coming up. Marcos Meneses a long shot at 40-1 to post 9. So we just await Stowe on the Wold. And Keen Surge will be all set for a start here in today's fifth late pick 5 time. On a sunny, beautiful Friday afternoon here in Oldsmar, Florida. Keen Surge. Adamar Santos picking up the mount. Coming up. Keen Surge goes in. They are in the gate. And the race is on. Stowe in the Wold in the center, out okay. Dominator C, and now here's American Wind in the pink colors. And American Wind going to come up to grab the early initiative. Ocean Soul was out in good order, and those two 1-2 as they come into the stretch for the first time around. Stowe in the Wold is now back third. Dominator C is fourth in the navy and white. And behind that comes Noble Hero, moves around Blue Sky Sill and Kadar Indy. It's 2 more back to Keen Surge. Vittoriano's second last, and Mucho Macho Mac. One of the favorites is at the back of the pack early, but it's American Wind who is the leader. American Wind goes by that 6 furlong marker in front of length and a half to Ocean Soul. Stowe in the Wold, the opening quarter, pretty moderate, 23.93 seconds. It's a length more back to Noble Hero on the black colors on the outside is fourth. Dominator C in and amongst horses fifth. Only 3 off the top as they work their way out of the back stretch. Then comes Blue Sky Sill under a good hold as Kadar Indy to the inside in seventh. Mucho Macho Mac, who was last, starting to rush up a little bit on the outside. They're going past horses. Mucho Macho Mac all the way up to sixth now and within 5 of the leader. The back markers are Keen Surge and Vittoriano. Opening half, 48.16 seconds. American Wind, bet down to favoritism, leads it by a length. To Ocean Soul, Stowe in the Wold, out wide, Mucho Macho Mac and Noble Hero coming after this leader. A tight-knit group in the second flight, though, as American Wind tries to get away here and now. American Wind by the 5/16 in front by 2.5. Mucho Macho Mac up to a clear second now, then Noble Hero, Blue Sky Sill. Keen Surge is trying to wind it up from the back, is moving on the far outside in the teal and purple colors. American Wind to the top of the lane. The lead's bumped out to 3. Mucho Macho Mac, Keen Surge right down the outside with Blue Sky Sill. They're both closing in. American Wind has to finish the job. 150 yards left to go. American Wind, Keen Surge is surging. Keen Surge ducks in, though, at the gap. Keen Surge trying to get to American Wind. Keen Surge. A little bit green, but got the victory. American Wind was after that a Blue Sky Sill. Stewards have posted the inquiry sign into the home stretch run, looking at the run in the late home stretch. Stewards inquiry here in today's fifth race. Ten, 8, 4, and a photo. Photo for the minor placings. Again, a Stewards inquiry looking into the late stretch run there. Please hold all tickets. Stewards have ruled to be no change to the order of finish. Results will stand. No change. 10, 8, 4, 9, and 1 will go official shortly. Again, no change to the order of finish here in today's fifth. Keen Surge to the winner's circle. 3-year-old Grey Roan Gelding by Keen Ice out of Lunar Surge was bred in Kentucky by Calumet Farm. Don Seaman, the winning owner. Michael Lorano, the winning trainer. Adamar Santos on board for that winning ride as Keen Surge victorious here in today's fifth. Exact at even $20. The trifecta $147.20. The dime super $322.71. Daily double $12.20. The pick three $35.05. Pick four $98.30. The early pick five $391.10. Nobody had the super high five there, so we'll carry over $1,704 to the upcoming sixth. Race 6 starts the late pick 4. It's 23 minutes away at 3:14 p.m. Field 7 set to go 6 furlongs. Maiden special weight group for 3-year-old fillies. Jockey change on the 7. Chosen factor. Make the rider Melissa Iorio. Melissa Iorio rides the number 7. Post time for today's 6th in 22 minutes.
makes Oak Ridge Training Center truly unique is that it provides a balance between a professional thoroughbred training facility and the tranquility of a farm environment. At Oak Ridge, we are dedicated to providing a supportive training environment to help thoroughbreds be successful throughout their careers. Get access to Florida's best thoroughbred training center with Big Lick Stall Rental.
Race 6 is going to start our late pick 4 with the main special weight for 3-year-old fillies at 6 furlongs on the main track. The number 6, Aurelia's Mischief out of Champion, Lady Aurelia, and by Sire Sensation into Mischief. So no surprise she went off as the favorite on debut at Churchill back in June of last year for Brad Cox. Unfortunately, she had a terrible trip that afternoon from the rail. I know they've been working her on the turf as of late, which makes sense considering her mom's luminous record on the green, but our surface can be kind to turfy types, and she's got plenty of past works on dirt that look encouraging for this 3-year-old debut. From that debut, there were 4 of the 5 to run back in the money. 2 of them were next out winners. You had Kimchi Cat earning a 72 buyer figure, scoring at Saratoga, and then she won an off-the-turf edition of the Bolton Landing, and most recently scored the Purple Martin Stakes by 4 lengths. The third place, Something About Her, next won at Ellis on the turf, and then later took the Grade 3 Mazarine on the Tapeta at Woodbine ahead of a Shoto finish in the Cincinnati Trophy at Turfway Park. So we'll see if this gal in gold can get to the winner's circle here in start 2. The number 3, Moongate, getting on the main track for Christophe Clement after 4 outings on the turf against main special weights, and she's been game. She ran 3rd on debut at Belmont at the Big A, and then had a trio of 4th place finishes at Saratoga, Gulfstream Park, and then last out here going 5 furlongs as the post-time favorite, and after some traffic troubles. Move to the dirt could be good for this daughter of Authentic. Her own mom was a dirt horse. She was multiple grade 6 place on the dirt with runner-up finishes in the Grade 3 Beaumont and the Monmouth Oaks. And then I'm going to complete the top 3 with the number 1, that is Top Pocket Pick for Vincent. You know I love the Bucaro babies on this surface, and she was a speed and fade on debut here back in January. Ultimately finished 8th, but not before showing ability, and that was a good field. The winner, Costa Amalfitana, recently won an optional 75 N1X here. Curlane, the runner-up, recently moved to the turf, scored a main special weight, and there have been others that have won since that start as well. So we'll see if she can use that rail draw to her advantage, and with the experience, at least hold on for a piece. Gonna go 6-3-1 in race 6, which again kicks off our late pick 4.
We did have a claim in today's 5th race. The winner was claimed. Goes to owner Michael Schmidt, trainer Richard Silliman. Richard Silliman claims the 10 Keen Surge out of the 5th. On to the track for today's sixth race. We start the late pick forward here. It's a maiden special weight event for 3-year-old fillies. They'll be at 6 furlongs on that fast main track. Field of 7 set to go here. Jockey change on the number 7 chosen factor. Make the rider Melissa Yorio. Race number 6 offers a daily double exacta trifecta and superfecta wagering. We have a super high 5 carryover $1,704. We start at pick 3. We start the late pick 4. Race 6 in 6 minutes at 6 furlongs. 2 minutes to post time. Today's 6th race. We'll start that late pick 4 in just 2 minutes. The horses are now approaching the starting gate. Today's sixth race in 1 minute. The horses have reached the gate. It's post time. They're lining up now for today's 6. Starting the late pick 4. Field of 7 here at 6 furlongs. Your post time favorite 8-5 on the 6, Aurelia's Mischief. 9-5 on the 4, Breezy Z. Here's Top Pocket Pick, the first to move forward. I Can Explain is going to be up next. I Can Explain coming in. Moongate. Hector Diaz Jr. with a winner on today's card. He moves up with Moongate to gate 3 right now at 5-2, your third choice. Those top 3 in the wagering, everybody else double-digit prices. So the bettors have this one down to a top 3 clear runners. Here's Breezy Z, one of those, Antonio Gallardo at 9-5 moving in. Some kind of special is going to be next. Marcos Meneses on board for Chad Stewart. So we just await Aurelia's Mischief, and Chosen Factor will be all set for a start here in today's 6th event. Late pick 4 ready to get underway. Aurelia's Mischief, daughter of Lady Aurelia. Looks like we might have just a slight delay. It appears that about just past the half-mile pole, there's a turtle crossing the track, or an alligator. So we are having a member of our starting gate crew heading over there to coax that one out of the way. It's right in the middle of the track. Aurelia's Mischief. Chosen Factor is going to be the last one. Yeah, the starting gate crew member is grabbed the turtle. The turtle's not thrilled about it. He's going to move him onto the turf course. So the turtle has been moved onto the turf course now. Gate crew member also on the turf course, so it looks like we're ready to go. They're in the gate, and the race is on. Breezy Z flashing good early speed. Moongate in the blue colors was out in good order. as Breezy Z quickly clears off by 2.5 lengths to Moongate second. Up the inside comes Top Pocket Pick, who pokes a nose into third. Some kind of specials right there with the Relay of Mischief, and the far outside goes Chosen Factor. They're 3 clear of I Can Explain, who is the early trailer. But Breezy Z flying up top. Breezy Z past the half-mile pole, 3.5 to the good of Moongate in second. Some kind of special, Relay of Mischief, 21-3. So Breezy Z and Antonio Gallardo go barreling to the 3/8 pole, but that lead is shrunk. It's down to a length. Moongate getting much closer on the outside. And here's Moongate right up alongside of Breezy Z. Comes some kind of special in behind them in third. 2.5 more back to Aurelia's Mischief. Chosen Factor. They're both pushed along fourth and fifth as Moongate comes alongside. Breezy Z trying to battle back toward the inside, but Moongate now 3/4 of a length in front to Breezy Z. Out wide, Aurelia's Mischief, Chosen Factor. Those two shoulder to shoulder, gaining ground on the far outside. Moongate is the leader. Top Pocket Pick emerges onto the scene. Is going to go down toward the inside. It's Moongate with a 1/16 of a mile to go. Top Pocket Pick down to the fence. Aurelia's Mischief down the outside. Chosen Factor. Moongate still there. Moongate. And Hector Diaz Jr. give Hector a double. Top Pocket Pick second. Aurelia's Mischief third. Looked like Chosen Factor getting up over some kind of special for fourth. Three, 1, 6, 7, and 5. Moongate, a winner here. Gives jockey Hector Diaz Jr. a riding double today. Moongate is a 3-year-old bay filly by Authentic out of San Wave. Bred in Kentucky by Mulholland Springs LLC. Blue Devil Racing Stable, the winning owners. Christophe Clement, the winning trainer. Hector Diaz Jr. aboard for the winning ride. Exacta 36.50, the trifecta 51.95, dime super 24.95. The high five was hit for 1,653.20. Daily double 37.20, the pick 3 $47.95, pick 4 126.25. Today's seventh race is 23 minutes away. It's back on the turf course, mile and a 16th. Scratch 5 and 6. 5 and 6 are scratched. Jockey change on the 4 Notable Exchange, make the runner Daniel Centeno. Jockey change on the 7 Miss Rummy Cube, make the runner Charlie Oliveros plus £1. Race 7, late pick 3 in 23 minutes.
Race 7 is for 3-year-old fillies, which have start for a claiming price of $32,000 or less, or an optional claiming price of $32,000. They're going to be going a mile and 16th on the turf. The number 3, Ms. Kendrick B. Well, she's in here for Bennett off a main 32 score, going 7 furlongs here on the 15th as the post time favorite. And I am loving this move to the grass for her. Her sire, who sadly recently passed away, represents the Sadler's Wells sire line. And then this girl is a half sister to Mrs. Ramona G., who has multiple stakes placed on turf. She was 3rd in the Sunshine Filly and Mare Turf at Gulfstream, 2nd in the Politely at Monmouth, and she got beat just a length while earning a career best figure in the Perfect Sting at Belmont, and she was beaten by Uni that day. And then you got the Granny. That's Beneficial Bartok by Bartok, and her wins include the Queen of the Green Handicap. 2 turns on grass makes sense. The number 8, Perky, is in for Christophe Clement. She won at first asking here on March 15th with ease by 3 3/4 lengths. The 3rd placed Crafty Collector next ran 2nd in a main 32 for Bennett. And I do think this girl looks legit here, taking on winners for the first time. And we'll complete the top 3. The number 4, that is Notable Exchange, one of 2 entered for Mike Deeney originally. I think he scratched Dinosaur. But yeah, this one's shown a lot of versatility and dimension in just 3 starts she's had. Won a debut on dirt in a main 25 and then had a bad start but showed speed in at this level, going 8.5 to hold for 4th. Then she came from well off the pace to win at the level after trouble to win by a half length. So this is a filly with heart, gotta respect her, and that will make it 3-8-4 in race 7.
On to the track for today's 7th race. We start that final pick 3. We're back on the turf course at a mile and a 16th. $32,000 starter optional claiming event for 3-year-old fillies. Scratch numbers 5 and 6. 5 and 6 are both scratched. Number 4, Notable Exchange, jockey change to Daniel Centeno. Number 7, Miss Rummy Cube, jockey change to Charlie Oliveros plus £1. Field of 7, we offer daily double, exacta, trifecta, superfecta, and pick 3 wagering. Post time in 4 minutes. 2 minutes to post time. The horse is onto the turf course and approaching the starting gate just 2 minutes. Approaching the gate. The horses have reached the gate. It's post time. They're lining up now for today's 7th race. Start of the final pick 3 on today's Friday card. Field 7 at a mile and a 16th. Your post time favorite 6-5 on the number 8 Perky. Christophe Clement looking for a race-to-race double. This time teaming up with Samuel Marin. Here's Lady Embrace, the first to move forward. Sparkling Ruby, one of 3 grays, will move up to gate 2. The grays are all right next to each other in post 2, 3, and 4. Here's Miss Kendrick B. Melissa Iorio for Gerald Bennett to gate 3. Notable exchange, Daniel Centeno on board from Mike Deeney. Miss Rummy Cube, Perky, and Prayed For Girl going to be the final 3 as we're just about set for a start. Today's 7th race, turf course. Firm today. That rail out at 22 feet for the weekend. Here's favorite Perky moving up. Samuel Marin, already the winner on the card, won his 100th race of this winter spring meet earlier today. Prayed For Girl, Sunny Leone to the outside. Prayed For Girl goes in. They're in the gate. And the race is on. Breaking a touch outward there was Notable Exchange. Good start now toward the inside for Lady Embrace, who flashes some early speed. Miss Kendrick B is close up. 3 wide there, Notable Exchange. And Prayed For Girl going to be 4 wide as they bend into the stretch for the first time around. It is going to be Lady Embrace and Antonio Gallardo to cut the corner a length in front. Miss Kendrick B. Now here's Miss Rummy Cube coming through toward the inside to take over 3rd. Notable Exchange back to 4th as they run to that turn. Sparkling Ruby's next and 5th. Then comes Prayed For Girl. Perky, the favorite, is the early trailer here. About 6 or 7 lengths cover the group with 6 furlongs to go. And Lady Embrace and Antonio Gallardo at a moderate tempo, 23.41 seconds was that opening quarter mile. The backstretch journey begins with Lady Embrace 2 lengths in front of Miss Kendrick B. And down to the inside, it comes Miss Rummy Cube. They're right together, 2nd, 3rd, Notable Exchange 4th. Sparkling Ruby making some ground, 5th toward the inside as those 3 grays line up there in that 3rd flight. It's 2 more lengths then back to Perky and Prayed For Girl. As they head up the backstretch with a half mile to go, 48 seconds was Lady Embrace's opening half mile time. Company coming though. Miss Rummy Cube up on the outside of Notable Exchange. Those 3 now line up in the front end as they go to the far turn. Just in behind them, Sparkling Ruby is racing in 4th. Perky has gotten closer as 5th and 3.5 off the top. So then 5 more back to Prayed For Girl, and Miss Kendrick B dropped right out of it. Around that far turn, Notable Exchange up to poke ahead in front. Trying to counter back is Lady Embrace. Sparkling Ruby trying to get off that rail is just in behind horses. Miss Rummy Cube keeping that one in for the time being, and Perky launching out 5 wide. Still a few chances here as they come to the 8th pole. Notable Exchange, Perky. Sparkling Ruby now sees daylight, trying to come get Perky. Perky on the outside of Notable Exchange. These 2 past the 16th pole. Sparkling Ruby is back in 3rd. Perky pulling clear, though. Samuel Marin and Perky to go on to win it here by 2.5 in the end. Notable Exchange was 2nd. Sparkling Ruby 3rd. Lady Embrace 4th. And Miss Rummy Cube 5th. Eight, 4, 2, 1, and 7. Results official. Perky returns 480 on the win. Perky now 2 for 2 to start the career. 3-year-old bay filly by Kitten's Joy out of Hantelope. Bred in Kentucky by Mr. Robert S. Evans, who is the winning owner. Christophe Clement, the winning trainer. A training race-to-race double for Christophe Clement. And Samuel Marin, a riding double as Perky, your 7th race winner. Exacta and even $10. Trifecta $21.25. The Dime Super 7.